Ah, gosh. Oh my gosh. Why is this then not capturing? Oh, there it is. Alright, we are live. Hopefully, with a 15-second delay. But anyhow, hey everyone, JSD Cool here, and welcome to our first live stream in like over a year. And yes, this is... Well, I'm gonna call this my first live stream because previously I could never really do a live stream well at all. But never mind that, we are actually live here today playing some Scrap Mechanic. I don't know if anybody's watching, but I don't really care too much either. So yeah. What are we going to be doing today? So today I had this idea. So in Minecraft, you probably know this, but you can press F3, you get this huge like amount of information on your screen, like where you are, what you're looking at, your biome, etc. So I want to create something kind of similar to that in Scrap Mechanic, except it is nowhere near as actually similar to that. As while I can actually get your exact coordinate location, you can't actually get the what's it called? You can't actually get things like a biome, because obviously this game does not yet have biomes. Hopefully survival comes out soon and we have that, but we don't have that, and there's a whole bunch of other things. But oh, what was I gonna say? So yeah, I recently learned how to use the Orient block from the mod pack here, which can actually output some very interesting data based on its target, whether it be the world, the player, a tracker or a player, or the player camera. So we're going to be using that today to create a device that will essentially float above the player and just display this information right where they're looking, and as they move around, it will also move around with them. So I don't know why I removed the bearing. Could use a giant ring bearing. It's not like that makes anything ever more stable. So yeah, let's get doing this. Also made sure to come very prepared for this live stream here. I have chat partially overlaying OBS right now on my second monitor, which I didn't have last time I ever even attempted to do a live stream even. Actually, I want to actually figure out what the stuff that I want to actually put on this is going to be, how far away from the player it should be, etc, etc, etc. So if we're going to say that this here is going to be at about cursor height here, probably not going to want it to be that far away. I'm going to make it this, so I can have like a whole bunch of different number gates. I'm not going to bother painting these because I don't know if I'm actually going to be using these as the actual ones yet. Of course, this is probably not going to be the actual... Okay, so if I'm standing like here, and this is up at like cursor height here, so there could be like a button or a switch or something. Actually, do I have... So I have a button here which I could hit to just stop this thing from doing anything. Yeah, I could have some information above, below this, and this would actually probably want to be made out of something like glass. Well, not the sidearm here, but everything but the sidearm should probably be made out of glass so that you can see through. Although, one of the things with this is okay, mouse right click, not doing too hot. Well, I have ordered a new mouse from Amazon, so hopefully this will not be that much of an issue. Gosh, my right click just does not want to cooperate. So let's say this here is, so I'm standing in line with that. Probably want to be at about here, so have this as the middle here. So as I move around, this would move around. This is kind of weird and hard to explain. So if I have a better way of visualizing stuff. I should not visualize. I should just build. That's what I should do. Also, I was just holding down right click there and it looked like I was pulsing it. So let's attach a controller to this bearing, and let's flip its direction. So if I wanted to say put this at a 45-degree angle, because I'm 45-degree angle, because I'm looking up like this for some reason. And one of the things is this button should always be in the center of my vision here. That is not quite colliding with what would essentially be the bar overhead. Because the way it's also, I mean, that is almost colliding, so this will have to be much bigger. But the way this is going to work is there's going to be another one of these on the other side, and there's going to be a bar overhead, which is going to connect to the actual circuitry up top, where this is actually going to end up where this is all going to end up being navigated, controlled, and all that stuff, because stuff you're seeing now, this is just the framework. So, okay, hopefully that will allow this thing to go up to 90 degrees here without any problem. Go all the way down to 0 degrees without any problem. Good, okay. So that is what we're going to have for this. That's going to be its approximate height. And if this is going to be the middle here, let's go grab the paint tool. Man. I knew I was going to get so dehydrated from talking during the stream. I got this giant pitcher of water here, so I can just refill my cup of water. I think that's, yeah, that looks like center, or in line with this button at least. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So if this is the center, here we do 3 white stripes away. So let's get back. Also, I'm using the ultralight block here because the way I'm going to try to do this is so we're going to have the whole creation having 0 gravity turned on, so that it's not going to be so that this thing can just, you know, easily hover above the ground. Although I'm going to have to make the circuitry so very like heavy and dense so that when I try to rotate this, it doesn't accidentally just rotate all the circuitry instead of this stuff, which could very well happen, and that would pose a real issue. So if we go back to here, 1, 2, 3, and then on that there we go down. Yeah, we're making great progress already. Maybe this won't even be a 2-hour stream. Like oh, that is glass. We are no longer making progress, people. Okay. Hopefully people actually join in. I didn't actually send the stream link to many people, but hopefully people come. People will come, right? No, they won't. Because nobody watches my videos or anything like that ever. Although recently I have noticed that there is actually people up watching my videos without me having to almost trick YouTube into actually deciding to start recommending these videos. What the heck? That doesn't make any sense. Okay. Yeah, so there's this button here. So this is essentially what this will look like. So I can detach this from the controller here. And the ground. Did that just disconnect this? Yes, that did. Oh, come on. Nothing's going right already. I swear, it's this faulty mouse. I've ordered a new one off of Amazon, so... lift, please. Okay. Alright, so this is our basic setup here. We got an example of kind of like the display that... I've limited myself to only having it this much. Or that... I've limited myself to that being this, the size of the display. Okay, so I'm going to increase this thing's size just so that I can add at least a block or 2 more of stuff on top of that. Okay, Scrap Mechanic, your physics are weird. I do not understand. Actually, I could... I could actually check the statistics. Yep, that is definitely a thing. Statistics. See if there's more than just me viewing my own stream right now. I doubt it, but you know, could be happening. Hey, there's somebody else watching. Thanks for watching, people. Let's see. How am I gonna get up here? I mean, this won't stay like this. Okay, so now we're gonna go from ultra light to ultra heavy, which is apparently actually 8 times the heavy block. Or we could use the ridiculously heavy is so heavy that it will almost completely go through the ground. Yeah, any opportunity. I'm really unsure of why this has decided to do this. Anyhow. This will not help. Okay. And this will most likely be expanded upwards and outwards and all that. Oh, hello. Stop freaking out. I command you to not freak out. This is a do not freak out at all zone. 4? I think that was the distance that I set on. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, that was. Okay, good. Right, then we got this black cube, which will be ominously floating above you the whole time. Ba 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 ba. Okay, will this decide to be... Okay. Yes, okay. Okay, so first order of business. Build up there in a kind of sustainable way. Okay. Okay, first order business would be getting the zero gravity modules on this so it's easier to test this. Now... Zero gravity... I probably missed it, didn't I? Yep, I totally did. It's right here. And we also grab some logic gates. The annoying thing about the zero gravity module is that it's 2 blocks wide, which makes it a nightmare to set on this thing because this thing is an odd number of blocks wide, and I kind of want this thing to be evenly balanced for quite obvious reasons. And we will also be actually, I don't know much about this. Hold on, let me read what this says. Okay, change gravity for a specific creation, cars, planes, etc., etc. Press E to activate, or you can use the switchless logic. Default setting is 0 gravity. Specify gravity with a number. Okay, so we'll use... Oh, where's that? Okay, so we will use... Actually, we should put this directly over the center here. Actually, hold up. I need a connection tool on this bar. That block. Okay, that block is the center. Place that there. What is this thing's weight, actually? Heavy. Oh, that's going to be complicated. Grab a block of metal, stick it there. Alright. Actually, we only need this. So, we're going to actually be using a little bit of logic in order to control this thing's gravity. But for first of all, we're going to put Nor here. 0 gravity now, and so now we have to worry about this thing floating off. Oh, look, it's breathing. Alright, so for the next thing that we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to I'd say we're gonna have to get the orient blocks in here that will try to make this thing move towards its current position, or move towards the player. So that's what we're gonna be using in this. So, in order to do that, I'm going to grab some ultralight block. Get out of here, wood, concrete, and stuff. We're only using stuff from modpack polygons, even though I probably shouldn't, because Durf, the maker of modpacks and such, has said that he wants to discontinue the modpack polygons and make it something completely different and new. So, this may be a... Oh, no, don't crouch. I'm gonna have you track the player. We'll get to your actual outputs later, but for now, we are going to be using the Y output here to serve our means. So, going to put a couple of things here. And this is going to go to altitude. Why am I going backwards? Just go forwards. Altitude, it's right there. Okay, so you are going to go towards nearest player's altitude, and this is going to be the altitude of this creation. Whatever you call it. So, because this is going to be that altitude, I will, that altitude, oh gosh. So now we're going to say current altitude plus 5. Current altitude plus 5, so let's get a counter block here. This is quickly becoming very complicated, people. All two of you who are watching, and I am one of them, so all one of you who's watching, which may or may not be JRD cool now that I think about it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, just feed that into here. So that, no, actually it should be -5. Oh, no, hold up. I'm mistaken here. It should be player +5. My bad. So, player altitude +5 is we're going to have to try to make that equal this thing's altitude. So, we're going to subtract the altitude. So, the player goes up, we need to lessen gravity, so that means the player... Okay, so this is going to be white, this is going to be black. Okay, and then because this is actually kind of handy in the way that I'm doing things right now... Actually, 5 blocks is also just a suggestion. This should be way more than 5 blocks. Now that I think about it, yeah. Probably should be a lot more than 5 blocks. Anyhow, you can get the output value of this right now simply by connecting it to what will eventually be part of the player coordinate display, which is the main reason I have this, so that you can just like, so you can walk around and just so that you can just walk around with this thing hovering above you and get the coordinates of the location where. So if I want this thing to be at eye height about here, it has to be about 8 blocks, so I'm going to... Oh look, this thing is in 0 gravity already. I'm going to make this thing so 5. Gonna add 8 to this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Which should mean that this should go... Well, actually not with that. I'm actually amazed that this stuff is currently staying... Oh, and there it goes. I broke it. Look at me. I'm breaking crap already. So if I look straight out... It's going slightly down now. Alright, so... Okay, then after that... So... Once this happens, so we're going to... then feed this value here into an exponential function. Actually, a quadratic function, I believe. Hold up. Let me grab my handy-dandy TI-84 plus CE calculator that I happen to have right here, so I can figure out what I'm going to want. So, let's set the window size. So, going to want the X to be between, like... 2 or -2 and 2. Go to okay, 2, and then the Y scale to be like 0 to like 5, I guess. Well, I don't want it to be too much, but I want it to kind of be exponentially, like the farther away you go. But okay, so here's what we're gonna do. So we're gonna do like. We're gonna start it with like I forget algebra stuff. So 3x squared. Let's see what this does. I know I should actually be doing crap on stream right now, but okay. So between 0 and 1, there should be 0 and 2 really is. So what is it like? If I put an 8 there, makes it steeper. Yes, and if I put a fraction there, so we do 0.8x, say. That makes it very wide, so it should be like by the time it gets to 1 times gravity, we should actually be a few blocks off of the target. So this goes above 1 before it hits 2. So let's say 0. I know I'm just like figuring out stuff right now for what I should be doing, but I really should have done this before stream. I'll admit that. So this should be a very calm exponential function, but if it's like really far off, it should start going really far. And we can adjust this later. Yeah, so by the time you're even like 8 blocks off, it's not even at 1 times gravity. So we're going to be multiplying the output of... So we're going to be squaring the... So we're going to squaring this, and then multiplying that times 0.01. That's what I've come up with. Okay, so let's go to exponents. So x to the y, so this is going to be white. Nah, it's purple. White. Look at that. I already out of water in my first cup. I'm gonna have to go to the bathroom so bad by the end of this. And this is starting to get a little bit complicated with all the logic here. This isn't gonna go well. Oh, now that I'm realizing that I'm standing on top of this. Well, before this gets out of hand, I'm going to go and place a switch instead of the button here for the on-off switch. By default it will be on, but this should be fine. So we're gonna do to the black, so this is gonna be black. Oh crap, I just realized that the input value is gonna be squared, which means it's gonna be blah 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 blah. Oh crap, I did not think this through. I feel like I wanted the sideways of the exponential function, not that. So yeah, I'm gonna have to figure out some logic to make sure this thing is either positive or negative based on the height of the person. Anyhow, so then that there will be multiplied by the counter block that has a 1/100th of an anything inside of it, so it's going to be a very minuscule value. So that's going to be that, but then I need to know whether this value is positive or negative, so if this thing is greater than that one, and then this one is that one, so this thing is white, so we're automatically going to use that as the reference there. And we're going to put a block here, paint this block black. Where is the paint tool? So that one's currently, and it should be a negative value right now if I'm, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, it's negative 15 right now. Oh boy, that's gonna be pretty extreme. Hopefully this isn't gonna be an issue. Hopefully. Anyhow, so because this is this, we need to multiply it by -1 and going to have a subtraction gate, I guess. This is already getting quite complicated, people. Then we're going to have two numbers here. We're going to take normal logic gates, which are here. I should rearrange my inventory here in order to I realize I'm not even feeding a value into this yet because I need to have a multiply, and I need to either feed a -1 or a +1 into this block here. So we can take this painted red, and then I feed this into there and this into there, and both of these into these, so that we get something. So then it's going to be 1 minus 2, and if you're wondering why I'm not using a counter block right now to do all this, partially because it makes it easier to do things with the logic, and partially because of otherwise counter blocks do not like to store ones or any value that is just 1 in any number of zeros, no matter whether it's positive or negative, it'll just forget it instantly, which is really stupid. I don't know if they fixed it, but I'm not going to bother to check with whether they fixed it or not. Anyway, so going to be 1 minus 2. Which is going to be good, and I'm going to set this to these two OR gates here, so that if it is this, we can just, if it is greater than, we can just subtract that from that. Send that into this multiplication gate. So that if I say drop down here, that should be positive. Oh no, because I gotta lift this thing up, that's right. This is gonna be really hard to see. Yep, that is positive now. And if I recatch that, put that down here, that will now be negative. Okay, now I feel like we have a small enough value and that we can make the exponential function different if we want to. So I think I now put the output of this directly into that. Fingers crossed we shouldn't start floating away. Maybe this is too slow. Yeah, this is too slow, guys. It is going up slowly, but I think we're gonna need to, if I turn this off, it'll just fall to the ground under 1 times gravity. Because this thing is actually kind of heavy. So, given that slow speed, which is stupidly slow, we are going to now change this block to be faster. Actually, hold up. I'm going to place this down here just so that we can adjust this really easily. So we... Oh, I have to really go to the bathroom now. Oh, that was fun. You know, I'm getting thirsty, so I'll do the first time pouring out of this thing. This sounds really disgusting, I can imagine. Also, the live stream, I think, is looking good right now. OBS is saying that we are streaming at a... I think ice is blocking that. Okay, now, OBS is saying that we are streaming at a good 6,295 kilobytes a second right now. Oh, that's some good water. It looks all good there, so I think we're doing well. So we've got that there. Let's paint this color. Okay, so let's turn this on. It'll slowly start floating up. Okay, it's going faster. But we want this thing to be able to deal with... Oh, it's kind of hovering around this point here. I swear, if it has to end up doing this, that's going to be really annoying. Because part of my thing was, I wanted to, like... I want the curve to be, like, zeroed enough that it doesn't... that it gets really slow when it gets towards this. But... a bit further... Well, maybe I should just make a thing... Okay. I think I know what I have to do here. Is I have to make... an exclusion radius where if it's within this radius of 0, this range of 0 here, so like 0.05 to negative 0.05, we're all fine. So more conditions, yay! Logic, this is a logic stream, okay? Deal with it. And this thing has 0 thrusters yet. This is just making sure this thing can be at the same level as the player. Okay, so gonna go for the same route here. So it's again gonna be this output, but we're gonna have a different number here. To be black, I believe it is? Yep, that's what it looks like. At the moment, it looks like 0. But I assure you that's not what it's going to be. So it's going to be... Actually, this is going to be adjusted down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, wait. This is a threshold, not an actual. Is it in between this? So I might need to flip these signs. Actually, hold up. Because this isn't actually doing anything yet, I don't feel that much pain in doing this. So it's not really getting inside of that range at all. So... Oop, I just jumped. So if we see this here, it's kind of floating between positive and negative values here, but I'm not seeing any... Oh, I know why, okay. Nobody was screaming at me in chat that I can see here. Yep, absolutely nobody has said anything in chat this whole time. So, that's sad. Okay, I realize it's not actually this. This is actually just a value that needs to be fed through 2 addition gates, which need to be painted black. We've been live for half an hour now, and I'm making like really limited progress here. I should expand this platform as it's clearly not going to be big enough. Actually, wait, this should be a minus, because that's white. It's white minus that. So plus or minus about, so if it is within the range of plus or minus, so hold up, let me think about this. So if it is greater than or less than the range specified, so if white is less than the larger number, which is going to be this, or greater than the smaller number, then we're going to have something. Okay. Which it is not currently doing either of these. And then that is going to go to an AND gate over this way, because we are actually starting to run out of stuff in this uber compact thing. And then this AND gate here, which is actually going to feed into this. This will feed through this AND gate, okay. But should have a NOT gate on it, actually. So if it is in between this, then we should be killing any attempt of movement here. Okay. Actually, before I do any of that, well, I'm gonna need an AND gate here, which is probably gonna have to be fed through a NOT gate. Just want to see if the threshold that I currently have set is a good one. Alright. Now that I've done that, come down here, turn this on. The gates aren't turning on at all. Because I, again, did something. Actually, no, that's the difference. So if it's greater than... Wait, why aren't those gates turning on at all? Hold up, I'm getting very confused. So if it's... So hold up. Whoa, those gates turn on if I start jumping all the way up here? Or if I start crouching? Okay, well, let me just turn off gravity in general. One of those gates should always be on. At least one of those gates should be on. Because if my current height minus plus 5 or whatever, minus the height of this thing, should at least be tripping one of these things, because we are currently, as I can see if I scroll out here, 17 blocks, so I may have screwed up these gates, because I mean this down here is working whether it's greater than or less than. Okay, let me just delete all these blocks and I will start again on this, because it's getting quite confusing, honestly. So wait, the threshold should be if the so if we are in between, so if it's in between two values, so it's greater than 5 but less than 6, we should go on. So hold up, let me just, so it should, so right now it should be the difference of these should be, actually hold up, so hold up, if the absolute value of this block is less than the value, is less than a certain amount, then that's good, I think. Well, so if the, actually no, absolute value would be good, best to find, there it is. Okay, so if the absolute value of this is always going to be positive, is less than, say, stupidly low number, so this here is going to be the white block. So if this is less than, say, the counter block here, which is going to be painted black, and is going to be connected via this button here. Okay, so if I, okay, that should be 8 there. So that should be 0.1 actually. So if I'm within the 0.1 threshold, okay, that is briefly turning on there. But the window is kind of short, so if I go okay, that is probably, actually I could, it's actually hanging a little bit low. I should increase this by a block. I should increase this by at least 1 block. Okay. So if I make it have to require that be off, so if I put a NOT gate to that and then send that into the, I put a NOT gate to that, okay, I think I know what I have to do here. Which includes increasing that to be 1 block higher. So I think that one, which did the, which one is that connected to? Oh right, that's the speed function. I think the speed function is probably fine right now. Threshold maybe still needs some tuning. Also, this counter block here, let's add 1 to that. Okay, so we add a NOT gate and an AND gate here. So this is a NOR and then an AND. So if this is not on, actually, heck, I don't even need that gate, because I can just feed this directly into the multiplication gate, which is that gate there. So that should always be on unless we're within threshold. So, let's see how this works. So, this thing is, oh, it works! Hey, look at that! Oh, it worked for a little while there, and then it kind of went up and down a bit, which I guess it'll have to do from time to time. Doesn't have any of its actual functionality in yet, but hey, this was part 1 of the whole thing. So yeah, now this thing will try to meet the height of the player at all times. Whether or not it's actually going to be any fast at all, or any good at actually getting to the correct height, remains to be seen, but that's pretty good. Alright. You know, I've kind of stuck myself in a pickle here. I'm live streaming, but I kind of have to use the bathroom kind of badly. So I might take a break quickly. Well, I might take a bathroom break. Well, there's nobody watching, so... Okay, let me just check. Yeah, there's like nobody watching. I'm pretty sure the second person is JD. Cool. If the second person could say something in chat, that'd be nice, but... let's add a text. Bathroom break time. Oh, break time. Be back soon. All right. Gonna just leave that on the center screen, and I'm going to quickly go to the bathroom. I'll be back as fast as possible. Right, I am back. So let's go and turn off this text that's over the screen. Let me bring chat back up there. Alright, nobody's chatted anything, so I think we're good. Yeah, where was I? Oh, right. Time to start doing anything that would be actually functional with this. So this here is kind of the cluster of parts that represents the vertical movement of this. Let me get the light flat block here, but let's make sure that this thing is perfectly balanced here. Okay, now we're going to need to do camera related shenanigans. So I think I'm going to expand this thing by 2 blocks on each side. This is going to just be like a giant black box above this thing when we're done. Or when I'm done, really. I'm the only one building this. Charity Cool refused to join me on the... I mean, I guess he just doesn't want to, considering he doesn't like how bad the physics are in this game right now. Don't worry, survival mode's coming soon, people. Although they delayed it 1 freaking month. I thought that would happen. But they not the survival thing, the thing taking over for your information, but yeah, why did they like they said, oh, we took a week to delay to change stuff because of Corona. Now we are delaying the launch of survival until the beginning of May. It's just like, how does you taking 1 week of break to set up yourselves to work from home change it to 1 month later for the launch date? Come on, Axelot. Thought you were better than that. Anyhow. I don't know. We don't need the actual camera moverator thing to be kind of that central, but we do need to use 2 electric engines for this. As I've tried gas engines and they don't work well. So I guess we can replace the explosives and the thing for which I used at the start of the stream. Oh, hello, can I move? Okay, there we go. Place an engine there and there. Let's go grab some pipes. What the heck is this? Oh, old spaceship block. Oh, that's depracted. Whatever that means. Anyhow, so place a bearing here. Go up and over here. Place a bearing here, and then we take the orient block. Nope. Set this to camera. Place a block on top of each of this, which is going to be AD there, WS there. Hook in this. Connect WS and AD to the engine. So AD is going to be this, I believe, and WS is going to be this. We are going to, and gonna be. I think this is backwards. There we go. Yeah, so I believe I can set these engines pretty dang high in order for this thing to completely accurately get the current position of the camera. And yeah, see, this is amazing. Hold up, let me just take this logic gate and connect it to this. Actually, I'm going to disconnect that quickly as I realize that this is going to be good. I'm going to need to actually put this whole thing on the lift quickly. So I want to make sure that's going to be facing forward so that I can do this correctly. Oops, this thing's on. Dang! This is so heavy. I don't think this thing will go through the ground anytime soon, but it's heavy. So we go camera, hook this up there, we hook this up to that, hook this up to that. Okay, now the reason why I had to do that, and then I'm turning that off, is because we're going to be getting readings from this to be able to change the rotation of the actual part that the players is going to be standing in. So we're going to put thing there, there. This is going to be the compass, and this is going to be the orient. So then we're going to put this thing on the lift. Oh, well, going to put this thing on the lift again. This time we're going to turn it off and let it drop. That looks like it'll break, but it won't. Right, so now these things should be at their default values. Don't know what that might be. And we're actually going to have to... Oh, Jared Cool's not stopped playing whatever he was playing. That's cool. Oh, Jared Cool might be joining people. Any people who are potentially watching. Anyhow, so we are going to subtract these guys, which I guess it doesn't really matter, as this will just change the how we're doing this. This should be second, this should be first. So we're going to subtract these two, which right now should essentially make both of these become 0. Actually, I should save this. And then as this thing moves around, we can get how this thing is rotated compared to the base here to help this thing. Although I am going to try to make this base always try to face direct north. I think that's JD Cool coming down because he wants me to invite him to the game. If not, well, there's your invite, JD Cool. He's in the kitchen right now, so. Okay, so what we're actually going to be using this for is we're going to be attaching some smart engines to this to actually rotate these. I might actually unmute myself on Discord if he's actually going to join in the game. Oh, smart engine. Can I find it, please? I went too far. Nope. Ah, here's the area coming up. There it is. Smart engine. I'm smart. So we're going to put the smart engine here and here. The output of this gate will be fed into this, which will then go to that bearing. And the output of this will be the source of this guy's fuel, which will then go to both of these, which I'm gonna set to the same direction so that I know how to flip them if this thing if this thing inevitably goes into the wrong rotations. And then we just need to set a speed for these guys, so that should be pretty simple. How am I gonna do this? I'll just put one gate next to each of them just for simplicity's sake. Paint them both white. And paint this guy purple. Not that color purple, this color purple. We're not gonna put a fraction of a block a second. Just gonna do like 400 speed, 400 blocks per second speed. Okay. Wait, what? Hang on a second. So, this is how it is defaultly, but apparently that is what 0 looks like. Okay, that's gonna be challenging. Not to mention that this thing was floating all over the place, but we will get that fixed up where it does that. See if I can invite JD Cool again. You actually can't see me doing that, okay. Like to play. Which is interesting. Oh, I know actually how I could fix that. I'm not going to though. Okay, I kind of know why that did that, because I have a speed set up to an engine that no longer has a value, so it's just gonna go. It's just gonna go. This thing will probably die if it hits anything, so just keep that in mind. Let's go back to Orient. Okay, let's see if this works now. Oh, hold up there. Hold up, let me actually just weld the top of this to this. I don't know, I've invited JD Cole a couple of times. I don't even know if he's at his computer right now that I think about it. Let's turn this off so it doesn't attempt anything. Did I not hook up the... I did. Apparently I can't reach that position? Hold up. Message on Discord. Let me go check that one out. Discord. JD Cool. Did you read your in-game chat? No, I did not. Thanks for that. Got another message from somebody on Discord that I have no recollection of who it is. Look at the profile. Oh, that's my friend there. Hey, I'm live. RN. I'm L-I-V. Anyhow, I'm gonna just unmute myself on Discord so JD Cool can blast me for this. Yes. So I didn't realize that you were actually...
Well, hold on a sec. One sec, sir.
Yep, that would probably be smart. There's a 15-second delay on the stream, I believe, or something like that.
Yeah, I was wondering how it was. I'm like, I just see you on the stream.
No, that has to go out further.
I think I've been sitting in the game longer than... I'm surprised they didn't see me standing there when I spawned in.
Because you're literally... Oh, I don't know if you were there when I was... Were you right next to me?
Yeah, I literally spawned right next to you, sir.
Oh. I did see when you switched to... switched to scrap mechanic. Is this thing okay? No, this thing is not okay.
My video was over half an hour long, and I'm like, this... Okay, I think I'm gonna end this video here.
Why are these things just continuously looping? Oh, that's why. It's been no messages in chat.
Oh, you didn't even know how to comment in chat?
I know how to do that. I have chat up on my... Oh, on Scrap Mechanic or on...
Yeah, Scrap Mechanic.
Yeah, I know how to do stuff for the Scrap Mechanic chat. Why is this not completely rotating with me? Okay, let's... Oh, I did not... No, that does turn it off. Good. Okay. Both of these things are now connected to the wrong thing. Okay, hold up. So this smart engine over this way is connected to.
Gauge. I just realized I'm making an extremely wide gauge.
Hang on a second. Oh, you're doing stuff with... Yeah, I didn't know if you were going to join me, so I didn't put any train tracks on in this world.
Yeah, it was very, very flat. Well, of course, you know, train tracks don't do shit.
Yeah, how did I end up getting this thing tied to my vertical... Oh, that's not good. I somehow got this thing to, 1, be upside down, and 2, be not working quite right. So, hold up, let's go over here. Oh, that's why, because of how I welded this. Okay. Okay, so if I unweld this here, I think I fixed all the issues.
Again. I'm like, how the fuck do you not know I'm already here?
Still, it's not working. It's still not working. Okay, this thing looks like it wants to fight something.
Yeah, you.
No, just the way I built it, it looks like both the arms are kind of like boxing gloves. It's just like, put her up. I know this thing's a little bit high up, but...
So what the hell is it that you're building?
So, if you looked at the stream title, which you probably did not...
No, I kind of had that, but it like, made no sense to me. I close it now, but... Hello?
Yeah, hello?
Okay.
If I delete this gate... What? Oh, these are both set to WS, no wonder. I know things are freaking out down there, so let me set this back to compass as soon as possible. This is going to need to be the white one, I believe. I remember back originally when these parts came out, I didn't know that you would paint things like white, black, or brown or orange to indicate whether they were positive or negative. I just knew that if you like hooked... that the order you hooked the buttons up in would mean that they did different functions and stuff. So, actually, which one of these had to be the AD one? So, WS should be this one. AD should be this one over here, which is... Well, actually, whichever one is hooked into the base of this. So, yeah.
This is long.
Okay, there we go. Oh, this is freaking out now. Alright. This is reversed. This is not working. Look, if I put that there... Actually, hold on. Let's cut this thing down off of this. Oh gosh, that's flying away, and that will actually fall back to me, yes, because I'm the closest player and I'm significantly lower than it. It should be going a lot faster this. Maybe I screwed up that that equation.
Well, that sound.
Yeah, it's just pouring water into a cup. Okay, hold up. So if I place this over here, don't know if this is the correct direction, so I'm not even moving my head.
Oh!
Do I have to flip this bearing?
There we go. I just started.
So this thing is reversed the direction of my movement. Then if I
think most of what I'm
reverse its
gonna be doing
rotation...
I think most of what I'm doing for a while is that not building in the right direction.
Good thing this thing can't follow me anymore, because this thing is now a 90-degree offset. Oh, well, it can change its Y height. Right, that's right. Oh, that just folded itself. Anyhow, let's just turn this off instantly. Okay, apparently that had to do a little bit of moving there. Oh, right, this thing's rotation affects that. Okay, that's gonna be annoying, but... Okay. Okay, so I gotta change the number of degrees that this thing is going to try to rotate each time. Let's see, put a number... You know, something I find that people don't realize about Scrap Mechanic often is that literally everything in this game has some form of mass that can affect the way your creation behaves. And that means literally everything, even switches and buttons.
Well, I gotta use the bathroom.
Yeah, just like I did a little while ago. I want this thing to face upwards. There we go. Paint this thing red, get this thing a little bit of a 90-degree thing here. And this is being fed directly into that engine. Disconnect that. So if I add 90, wrong direction. Crap. Where is it? Come on. Oh, it's sideways. Okay, that makes sense. And if I have no seats, because this is a creation that is supposed to be used while the player's just walking around in the world, this thing just follows them. Man, it's going to be very complicated once we get to the part where I actually need this thing to follow you. So now I'm going to set this thing to subtract mode. So I have to decide which one of these I want as white. This should be original, and this should be second. So correct-ish. I mean, that would do it. But that's in the center, so I can die now. Right, I forgot to remove the chair. I was like making a mental note. Make sure you remove the dang chair. I mean, yeah, I'm not standing directly in the center, and this thing will make sure to automatically center itself. This thing is always making sure that it's let's get the console. No console. There we go. So I think this thing might be getting slightly tilted because of my rapid movement here, which is causing an issue with this thing potentially being off balance. But I should hopefully be able to fix that with another gate that's tied to the world, so that should be good. Dang. Great. There we go. Okay. Yeah, there's it in its off position. Okay, this is great. We got a thing here that will stand in one place and follow your camera around. It's so complicated. It'll actually one more thing that it'll do. It'll automatically adjust to your Y height. Y height. I say Y height. Your altitude, the player altitude. I call it Y because literally everywhere else in the world that is not Scrap Mechanic, every vertical is considered Y, and the other two axes are XZ, not like height being Z axis. What is this game made in Canada where apparently they teach it like that? Ah, weirdo. Well, when I was taught this crap. Okay, this thing is definitely leaning. That is something that I actually have to fix though. Leaning. Okay, let's turn this thing off. That time I had a reason to do that. We can also remove this as that threshold is pretty good there. Right. Leaning. That is the putting liens on people's property. That is the next thing we gotta solve. Nah, it's not. That's not it. It's the physical tilt of this. So we're gonna be using the smart thruster. This thing. Just where it used to be called the WS thruster, but they changed it and it's like, oh, okay, that's what it's used for now. Kind of just paranoid that this will just cause me to tip over, because I know it will. Anytime you build something like this with ultra heavy blocks, it's gonna cause issues. Actually, no. Why would I do that? Actually, let's just cut both of these, sure. Actually, we do have a pretty solid ground area now, so we should build everything. That's a train track and a half. Okay. I don't know what Jaredy Cole is building over there. Something to do with train tracks, but yeah, I should do everything on this side first, because this side has kind of ground leaning protection. That's what I'm gonna call it. Just because this side has the actual crap on it that I've been building. So if I build this wall here, build the same wall on the other side. Okay, I probably could have done that better. Did I do that? Nope, I did not do that, right? You know, now we are actually making this a full box that is the exact same size as the thing down below. That's just interesting, I guess. It makes it kind of, you know, I don't know actually what it does. It doesn't do anything good. So, okay. I don't know how this should be done, because I know that these thrusters are even with... Oh, God. Even with thrusters. Ugh. I know that's the vanilla thrusters and even with, but gosh, this is infuriating now. I know I did something like that, similar to this when I did my gigantic bomb rain V2 a while back, once I found out what the PID block was for. Still don't know what that means, but we will just pretend that these things are on the same axis and hope that it doesn't kill everything in the process. So now that original block there, no, not that original block. We need one that's That's going to be set to world. It's going to face directly downward. Actually, I need to know if I'm facing something, a block that says world in the same direction. So, actually, I should put this thing on a bearing so that I can get the full effect here. So if I attach 2 of these, so I decided to rotate this thing with the electric engine, sure. That way, which is the wrong way. Okay, let's just flip that. That would be WS for that direction. And the positive signal would want it to be tilting in the opposite direction, so up here, down there. So hopefully I don't have to install an exponential function for this too, and it can just be fine with this. So for positive, which direction did I place these guys in? I don't remember. Positive, this guy should be going down, and this guy should be going up. Okay, hopefully this is going to be the correct... It's all going to be set up correctly, fingers crossed. So for WS, connect this to WS. Apparently this thing is not perfectly leveled right now, and that does not look right considering that this thing is not outputting a positive value. Well, it can't do much right now, so... Okay, gotta flip this... Actually, hold up. Let me just try replacing this thruster and see if it was... If they both end up firing in the same direction. Oh yes, I just need to... So that's why I just didn't have the thrusters right. Okay. So that's with this access. And this thing should have like 0 power because I don't even think this thing would be at -1 yet. Oh, it might, but this is a pretty massive creation, so hopefully that shouldn't hurt anything, hopefully. Okay, so if I delete this block now, delete this bearing, and then put the bearing there. Okay, we need it to be the same direction. Where's the weld tool? That's not good. Hammer. It's hammer time! No. Now I gotta go chase this thing. Ugh. So if I wanted to do this, be... Yes, okay, this is the right side. Or is this the left side? We may never know. So if I now go and briefly power this bearing, that's AD, and so that's AD like that, and it wants to go up this side, down this side. Okay. So if we break out the thrusters, which has an arrow in it, we're gonna go that way, that way. I'm gonna place down the AD block. You know, that block is on, and yet it's not actually outputting any thrust from either of these thrusters. So yeah, it probably should not have those thrusters on when that's being like that. Actually, probably should just have this thing floating in place and not dropping to the ground. But this assembly here served me well, no longer necessary though. Okay, so is this thing okay? Should I have added a multiplier? Nope, that's not good. Hey, hold up. So let's put this at about eye line. Okay. Okay, let's get in the approximate center here. I'm not in the center there. I'm just not in the center, but this looks...
Hola!
Yeah, I know, I heard you're back.
Oh,
So this should now be a self-stabilizing...
capturing my voice.
Yes, I'm capturing desktop audio. Which is anything that is played through my speakers. So this thing gets a little bit off kilter. So this thing can kind of stoop to my level here, although not exactly because of how things go, you know. But if I jump, it'll attempt to go up. Okay, so this should be self-correcting now. It is indeed attempting. Good. So this thing should now be self-leveling for minor incidences. Obviously, if I go and whack this with my hammer, it may not recover. Well, it is, but... Wow, that is accurate, dude. Yeah, but this will try to correct itself and put itself directly pointing, or that orange block will try to put itself directly facing downwards to the world. So it may have a little bit of a weak power here, but I don't mind that too much. I might do a two times multiplier just so that it can... Actually, yeah, let's go do that. Multiply the outputs by 2, just so that it can. But also have those outputs kind of... Whoa. What the heck? I turned this switch on for a reason. Okay, so let's place in a couple multiplication blocks. Switch it off of modulo. So and this here is becoming a mess of logic, which is amazing. Because anybody that can make anything that's really functional within a mess of logic is really good at stuff. So I'm feeling like I'm a real pro right now. Been streaming for 1 hour and 21 minutes. That's good, I think. So yeah, gonna disconnect this. So now that the AD is being fed to the multiplication gate, I will place a button that's... Now we will then place a missile counter mechanism here. No. I will place a counter here, which will then multiply both of these by their force value. I'm gonna place this in here. Boop. Alright, so we're gonna set this to 1, and we're gonna let this thing kill itself, because apparently it's very off kilter to start with. Alright, get this thing in line with us here. Seems like I could use a bit of help here. Just gonna see about slowly increasing that force. I get it that it isn't much force that we're multiplying this by here, but... Oh boy, this thing is kind of tilted. I do see that it's slowly correcting itself, but it's so slow and painful. Meh. Oh, so JD, cool. Is multiplayer feeling a bit better to you right now?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, that was really off. See how it does. Probably not going to do that well. Okay, let's paint this thing. Let's start painting this thing all sorts of colors and. Should be going into that counter block, which goes into those multiplication blocks, which multiplies the force. You know, I think that for this thing, just adjusting the minuscule amounts of force that it has to deal with from moving around, I think it'll be fine. As long as you're okay with a little bit of white noise from these thrusters, I think we'll be okay. At any point, you can just turn it all off. It should be quite flat along the ground right now. Oh, and then... This is kind of far off. I would expect this to be going a bit smoother. Anyhow, that's the most of this act. That's that part done. Now we should try to keep the player in focus. And so to do that, we're going to be using this center thing here, or that center block there, and it is going to be trying to get to the player, so we're going to put that viewing right over the player, and then eventually maybe we'll actually add the things that it's actually going to be displaying on it. Let's start with the one axis. So let me figure this out once again. So if this is facing directly downwards and on, I don't know what the P means. Somebody who's not in chat could tell me. That would be nice.
If one of the people that are not there in chat could tell me.
Yeah.
Really.
I'm pretty sure I'm the only one watching the stream right now.
I saw there was 3 people.
There was? I've not seen 3 people.
That was all I was on. So I was like the 3rd.
So to go forwards and backwards, this thing is considering this AD direction? Okay. So we're going to then go forwards, propelling us propelling us this way, apparently. So that's fine. So these propelling us this
Doesn't
way.
look like you have a train wheel mod installed.
I don't. Oh, actually no, I do have the Mod Pack Legacy installed, which has train wheels.
I searched WHE.
They're actually called block not or part moved or something like that. Block not found. They're all just called block not found because they removed the name from them.
Alright, well, I'm not gonna use it.
They're near a whole bunch of other wheels on the list, in case you're wondering. Okay, I'm not gonna be able to fit any other thrusters in here,
Oh, yeah, all these trains.
which is gonna be annoying, but I'm definitely gonna have to multiply this by something strong in order to be able to move this craft, so we're going to give I don't know why I didn't actually just do this. To see, okay, over here it wants to do AD. It never wants to do WS. That's annoying. Does not appear to actually be using WS right now, because I think it wants to use WS for vertical, which is going to be annoying. Because I really didn't want to have to actually use coordinates to be able to move this thing. I wanted it to be all relative to the player, but I guess I'm gonna have to do that through coordinates. So I don't even know how well this AD stuff is gonna work, but I'm fingers crossed that it'll work really well. So into that multiplication block, and then this multiplication block into every single thruster. Oh no, wait, no, for this it's 80 is, these thrusters are on opposite directions as well. That's not good. AD is actually doing what I was expecting it to do for this though, which is move the other... So AD is... If I'm on this side of the block, it wants to move that direction, and... This is gonna... I'm not sure how actually useful this is gonna end up being in the end, but I hope that it's gonna be very useful. So that I can actually use it. And not just feel like, oh well, I wasted my time. Or whatever, I'm having fun right now. Although I have to go to the bathroom again, so there might be another bathroom break coming up, people. Okay, then we're gonna have our multiplier here, so...
Oh, I see. It's fine.
Huh? Why's it going that way? I'm back here. Oh, hello?
Hi.
No, not you. Okay, it's centering around me now. Going back and forth a bit. Okay, this might be a little bit strong for the thrusters. Okay, I feel like I went a little bit too low there. Okay, well, I have to... Oh gosh, I've drunk way too much water this stream, and that was a mistake. I have to go to the bathroom again, so yeah, we'll just do another quick bathroom break here, so... Be right back.
So, how's it going, folks? I know it's been a while since I've been doing anything on this channel. Well, I'm going to tell you this. I just before joining you guys here on this stream came from recording a Cities Skylines video. So we got that to look to, maybe, if I edited it all. These guys out here. Oh yeah, because they just put... So yeah, guys, over here... Oh, jeez, cool, it's not looking over here, but... Behind you guys, hello. I'm working on a train. Well, right now I'm working on the, basic part of it. I just realized. Based off an even number. I don't like that. I don't want to change. It is based off an even number. Now I'm gonna have to go through. I have to freaking edit this whole damn track, and go through and read. Gotta go through now and rebuild this.
Okay, and I'm back.
Bro?
Yeah?
My train, or at least my tracks,
Yeah?
are currently based on an even number.
Oh, that's painful. Why don't you go fix that?
Yeah, I have to go back set of tracks. Actually, I'm excited.
Okay, this thing is nowhere near as snappy like this as I'd want it to be, so... Unfortunately, I'm going to have to not use the Orient... Well, I will be using the Orient block, but I'm going to have to not use the Orient block in this way to do movement.
Oh yeah.
So
I remember I once had used the Oreos as wheels.
Orient.
Oh, I thought you said Oreo. Well, then one of the mods had.
Yeah, I know. Okay, so what I'm
trying to
actually
use-
going to have to do here in order to make this work is I'm going to have to actually get the coordinates of the player and then compare that to the coordinates of this machine. Now, it's going to be quite tricky as I'm going to have to... I would want to have all the blocks that get the coordinates right here on the center so I could do that, but that's kind of difficult with this thing here, so I'm going to have to... Well, I'm going to seal this thing out here and just start doing logic around the edges of this. So we're gonna need actually a lot of space around this thing in order to let this thing swing around. Although, thankfully, vertically, we don't need that same amount of space, so... I need to go one block higher. So if we do that there and that there, this will allow us to get well, not completely yet. So we got to set one of these to X and one of these to Y or Z. So that's pos Y, and we should set this one to pos X. Okay, so pos X and pos Z. Now we'll get the location of this device here, or this creation here, directly above where the player should be standing, and then we will then use more exometers. This is becoming a really big, complicated spiderweb mess to get pos X and pos Y of the player. Because if you hook the orient block up into these things, you can get the positions of the player, and etc. So now those will actually be my position here. Where was I getting the altitude of the player? Because I know I hooked the altitude up there, because actually, something I can do down here, because each one of these is actually going to be representing our coordinates for now, so I can actually hook this up into this.
Got an altimeter on there?
Yep, which is actually used to modulate the gravity on this device.
You said that thing was a heads-up display.
Technically it is, but it's a physical creation.
What, is it supposed to walk around or float around the player?
Yeah, it floats like it's supposed to float above you and move around with your camera, so that is as if it's a heads-up display, but it's actually not.
That sounds like when you're building tall things, it could get hard.
I mean, it's not necessarily for use while you're actually in the middle of building something. It's like if you wanted to know the coordinates of a location easily, you could just like walk over there, see what the coordinates are, and then walk back to wherever you're going to put them in or something like that. Without having to, if you want to get coordinates in multiple locations, without having to be like... Okay, it looks like the stream was just blacking out for a second there. I'm unsure what that was about, but okay. So
that was YouTube.
It probably was YouTube. Because on OBS it did not look like it was blacking out. I don't think I would have noticed that in out of the corner of my eye. So anyhow, right, I was going to go look for the ASCII blocks.
Yeah, this thing is really long. This track, for just building it by hand, is long.
You know, you can just weld it. Like, create sections and just weld it.
What I have to do is it's already built on the ground.
It's already welded into the ground? You could have just built it on your lift and then just...
No, I have sections built on the lift. But this is rebuilding the track.
Oh, right, yeah, that.
Because it was too narrow, I have to build it completely.
Could probably just place, like, in all corners some lightweight material here if I'm going to be doing something elsewhere, just to make everything even. So I'm going to go... And then we will use this here to be able to go find the letters, because I don't know if they fixed this. I feel like they have fixed this part of the mod pack, but these things used to just completely like change. When you say this on the lift, it would change whatever value was stored in these in the ASCII block by 1, and it was annoying. So it would go like back a letter, or yeah, back a letter. Okay, there's Z. And you just simply cycle through all this. Y. And then we're going to go for X. Alright. So this will then represent the player's current... This will currently show the player's current coordinates, although the Y value is actually the difference of the Y value height for this guy, so... Plot the Z position here. So that's all filled from a certain to this logic gate. Which is going to be hooked up from the logic gate in there? Yes, that is the player's Y position. Oof. 3. 4. And this stuff is going to be the X position. X position! X position! Okay,
X position!
Alright, so this stuff should now be showing the exact coordinates of the player here. Yep. This currently has no...
Last night, bro, I literally went and walked...
What?
I watched this cinema video.
Mm-hmm.
To the movies.
Yeah.
It's a horrible movie.
What's a horrible movie?
Teen Titans Go to the Movies.
Oh, yeah.
It was horrible. The guy's like... The CinemaSins guys is like... Like... It's like... There's stuff that he mentions in there that it... If you watched the TV show, you would know why that... But even still, the movie
itself is like garbage. Okay, so this is now the first functional part of the actual display. Cool. I'm gonna put this thing back on the lift here just so I can make sure that this is leveled. Okay, so now we actually got to do the stuff where it actually has to go based on the... Well, I guess we could just subtract this, feed it through a... Whoa, what the heck is going on? Huh. How'd that happen? This thing's not even turned on. Oh, well, this time it is. Yeah, the thing is, you might want to do a little bit of lifting it up before you turn it on once I upload this thing to the workshop. Gosh, we've been streaming for an hour and 42 minutes.
Alright.
Okay. Still have that water chilled there. So what I'm gonna need to do now is this. Actually, what I'm about to do will mean this thing has to be in this current rotation forever. So you can't exactly rotate the top, and if the top is not rotated, it will. in this direction, it won't work correctly. So this is the compass block that I'm going to use to do that, so... I'm going to need to see if it's within like a threshold area, and then if it is, it will allow you to do stuff. And oh gosh, this just seems like one of those creations that's just going to be so temperamental that it's just going to be... Oh, I went into chat. Okay. It's just going to be a pain. Actually, so I'm not going to worry about that now. I'm just going to worry about the whole we're all going to die thing. No, not that. Okay, so this is negative x, and this is positive x. So I'm going to subtract the current position, the current x from the... Oh, I'm thirsty and I've run out of water again, so you know what time it is!
From here, it just sounds like you're peeing in a cup.
I know it sounds like that, but I'm physically not.
It's not. It's just like, that's what it sounds.
I know it does sound like that, but it's because I'm not going like at the speed of light or whatever. Anyhow, so subtract the original, which is going to be the position of the player. So where's my paint tool? Actually, you know what? Hold on. I'm just gonna clear out all my hotbars and then reorganize them based on what I'm going to need right now.
It's not letting me stand on top of my tracks right now.
It's not?
No, it keeps pushing me away.
Okay, so in terms of hotbar 1, we're gonna get lift,
leave it and reconnect.
connection tool, or paint tool, connection tool. We're gonna get I don't need that. We can get the... Why is the math function block just here, but
Alright, let's just start playing a Nintendo game and get copyrighted by
because I searched something. Okay, so we can get this. We can also get the exometer, and then I'm gonna grab the light flat block now.
Okay.
Well, let's go see what Jaredy Cool has been doing for a little while over here.
Getting pushed off my own rails.
What the? Something is wrong with it. What the heck?
Let's try something.
What the heck did you do? Okay, that fixed it.
It doesn't like one extremely long continuous.
Yeah, I know that's a thing that's happened in Scrap Mechanic from time to time. It just doesn't like really long and continuous connections. It also is a bit more laggy if you don't split them up every so often.
Well, that's one thing about being connected to the ground. You can do so often. Take a little bit of a break.
Yeah. You should probably go make cuts every like few sections or something like that in the line, because it does still start to get a bit bouncy over this way.
Yeah, I see that. Every so often, just go to this.
Yep. Man, I probably should have actually done... Actually, no, I probably should save my creation over here. Before somebody maybe sets off a nuke or something.
A nuke?
The mod pack beta has nukes in it. Do.
Whoa.
Hmm?
Massive rubber banding.
Oh, you just had a rubber banding? Probably because I was saving my thing.
Yeah, it was a massive rubber banding event.
That's weird. Oh, yeah, turn this... Oh, there, now it's good. Just shut it up and... Bring it out. Okay, now let's actually go and... Oh, it's starting to have a fit. Great, now you've done something that makes this thing not want to stay on the ground.
I keep, whenever I want to raise, always want to hit page up and page down.
To do what?
Raise and lower the lift.
I mean, you could change it to do that.
I'm gonna go do that right now.
Actually, you can add that. I think you can add that as a secondary control as well, because
Num9?
yeah, you can set secondary
Num3?
controls for things like
What?
You can double up on the, so you don't even have to change the up and down button. You can keep that.
That's not right.
Num9, what?
It was saying my page up, page down is Num9 and Num.
What? So we're gonna do primary is mine and secondary is theirs. Right, man. Thing is, I always want the connection tool on the last slot because it's defaultly there, and I just used to just scrolling all the way over in order to get that. So if you're exactly on the mark, it shouldn't be doing anything. But if you're negative, it's going to do something. If you're positive, you're going to do something. And I'm positive I am going to do something. So we paint that one black. And that one white. And then, you know, it doesn't really matter which color I paint them. That afterwards, I hook up the thrusters in the right direction. Actually, so let me see if I can figure out some functions for this. Let's see what happened. Oh, I'm on my trusty calculator here.
Oh, you're playing calculator?
Actually, if I put stuff to the third power, it would essentially be what I probably want with positives and negatives, and not have to worry about having it always just go back to a positive. So I want it to be kind of sharp and responsive, but I also actually have to. So I have to send these guys through an. Wait, what do I multiply it first or no? Exponents come first. Yes. So exponents come first. So we put this as x.
Now, one other thing is that this is an even number front to back.
Okay, then I will go and put the blocks in the other corners that are going to help balance this thing. Because I don't think this thing is going to be perfectly balanced, but it should be close to perfectly balanced. Alright, so now this thing goes through the exponent, then we multiply it.
13.
Which we gotta specify a threshold, so which this worked well with the other one, so we're gonna use the absolute value of the difference. And if that
absolute value of the difference of 42.
And then if the absolute value of the difference is greater than, yeah, we're just going to use this one even though this is less than. I'm going to paint that black. So if the absolute value is greater than 0, which this should be a true right now. Oh no, it's less than 0. Yeah, so if the absolute value is less than 0, which they're not going to be because it's an absolute value, we're going to say, I'm going to say, how about, no, this is not connected to anything. So if it's less than, say, 0.1, oh gosh, that's a slippery one. There it is. Okay, so about right here is where it would want to keep me. So this one,
you're all at 5. You're
multiplies into that. Actually, no, I'm gonna need NOT gates for this. Okay.
You're all at 5, yet you're tilted.
Oh, that's what I need. I need actual logic gates. The vanilla ones. Set these to NOR. So I know this one goes into that gate and across to there. This one goes into that gate and into there. So right now it should be trying to do that. Okay, now to figuring out the coefficient that I'm going to be using here is, figuring out the value that I'm going to be feeding into the thrusters is going to be a little bit painful. So, figuring out where I'm placing these thrusters, oof.
I should actually probably go replace these materials.
So X, which is
More
that
generic.
one.
Yeah, not wood.
So when it's positive, it wants to move this direction, which means I will get the
Using light and heavy,
smart thruster, which is actually quite dumb, but you know, it has the word smart in the name, so why not? We're going to
go ahead,
because I don't know what I'm going to be multiplying it by yet, which will eventually go in this slot here. I'm actually just gonna set that to 1 and multiply both of those by that for now, but this is going to be the one for the X direction, the XZ direction. Also, I don't know if the 0.1 range, 0.1 kind of area where the range of -1 to -0.1 to +0.1 is going to be enough range for this thing to kind of stop on a dime there, but I hope it is. Oh, and I also should set these thrusters to, you know, be... Oh, right. So if I could, you know, place this on the lift. Okay, no. Bring this up here. Turn it on. Turn it on. Yeah, let me just put this on the lift here. Let the thing float down a little bit. So I probably should make that tolerance there for the range a little bit more, but if I walk over here or over here, it's not going to be moving. So if I change my X value, it's not really moving with me. Okay. I thought I turned that off. Okay. At least I pressed the button. Oh, this thing is having a fit. It decided that even though it was turned off and sitting right there, that it was gonna want to move. Okay, gonna hop on you here. Okay, this thing should be stopped here, so nothing should be happening. Okay, we're gonna need that multiplier there. 1 to the safe zone. Okay, so we're gonna need this multiplier here to be changed to be pretty extreme. Why did it do that? Why is this like this? This should not be like this.
Train wheel assembly.
Oh, it's like that because this thing fell backwards, but why did it fall backwards again? Because, who knows? supposed to be okay, and this thing's not supposed to do anything. Alright, so yeah, we need that threshold increased. I don't know, we'll just put a button down here and spam away. Actually, no, that's for that. And that's for the threshold. So, probably should not the switch, not the. You see that's the problem. This is supposed to have. You can't press the dang button. So if I go over this way, it's moving the wrong way. Gosh darn it!
Interesting.
Actually, it doesn't look like it cares what side of this thing I'm on. It just wants to be outputting a positive value either way. Hold on. I'm confused now. Should not be doing this. So if I'm not in the... I should also get this thing turned off. But... So even if I'm over here, but if I hop over here, that is still positive. Oh, because I never actually fed this in there. So if I... Okay, Okay, maybe this is a little bit of extreme. Just get them shut up for a second there. Then we click this once. Put this up at about eye line here. Okay. So I may have lost that. That's not good. Yeah, that's really not good. Huh. I'm kind of concerned about that.
Oh, what is this rubber banding?
I don't know.
I was rubber banding.
Weird. Yeah, we may have lost all the minuscule amount of progress I made since I saved it. Glad I saved it at least once now, so we didn't waste this entire stream. But yeah, that was just an insane feedback loop that kind of got out of hand very quickly there. I feel like that's partially just because it was tilting, but yeah, it was tilting, and then that made it get off even more, and then Yeah, now I'm just trying to find it in this map, actually. One way that I could get it is I would probably have to leave this world. Hope the game doesn't crash. Hope the game doesn't crash in the process, which would be really bad on stream.
Are you leaving the world?
I might if I really want to go find this thing, because that would be the only way that I know of that I could. Actually get the thing back, because just have to install the motion mod or minis mod, whatever it's called these days, and pop out the black hole gun just so I could just attract everything to the point on the map. I don't see it anywhere. It's the thing. Okay, let's go up and see. Let's go up to the skybox. Well, this train took an unexpected detour. We are at 2 hours 4 minutes. So, you know, it's already going pretty well. It's a long stream, people. You know, when I told my dad I was going to be doing a live stream today, and it was like 2 hours. He's like, really? I'm like, yeah, that's pretty standard time for a live stream. 2 hours.
Yeah, it's not often that they go less than...
Yeah, it happens from time to time, but for any serious live stream, it's like 2 hours long. Not seeing anything yet. Okay, to be honest, I probably won't see anything, so I'm probably gonna have to quit the world. So, Jaredy, make sure you save everything that you've been doing.
How was just that to me?
Because if we can't get back into this world, then, or this world decides to progress backwards 7 stages, then we may be screwed.
Okay, hon. Ah!
What? Oh,
It's
yeah.
like,
Look at that.
I took pistons away and it's freaking floating.
It's on the ground next to you.
It's floating on my end.
If you look at the stream, you can see what I mean. Got it?
Is it actually up there?
There's no wheel up here, if that's what you mean.
Did it just move? Oh, that's not what I was talking about, sir. I was talking about the thing.
Oh yeah, this was floating. Oh, actually, the reason why that is that if you don't have an object on the lift, but actually suspend it in it. So the way stuff works in Scrap Mechanic is if something doesn't move for a while and it isn't updated, it will eventually just stop processing it with physics because you know, save resources, because it doesn't need to be processing if it's just been sitting there for like a minute. It doesn't think anything's going to happen. So if you suddenly remove everything supporting it, it'll just, anything supporting it, like say the lift, it'll just float there.
Oh, come on.
But yeah, I think I'm going to have to leave the game and come
Right,
back in order to get that thing back. Don't see it anywhere on the map. Somewhere. That or it went out of the world. What did I save it as? There's a HUD info HUD. I just barely hadn't started doing anything for the motion yet, which I guess is fine. It won't set me back that far, and if I spawn this in, yeah, well, that's.
I did this, Dan, so as if it was like a to lit.
Yes, Jay,
so I can still spawn stuff in like this.
Let's see, do we actually? I realized chat's not on my screen for some reason. There it is, the chat that literally nobody was using. Oh, hello. Yeah, okay. Ah.
Can you go delete those wheels?
Okay, but I'm gonna be quitting the world in a second, so just saying.
Hold on, I will actually. I will. Once I'm done adding these wheels, and then I'm gonna lift. Oh. I'm gonna lift the whole thing and then just
Huh.
I'm gonna put this whole thing on the lift.
Okay. Yeah, this project might just be completely ruined, I would say, because of the situation that's come about. Because of this, like, it just eventually a feedback loop and gets sent off into space and logic. But for what it is, I guess it could be a cool thing to do that, and we could just put that up on the workshop.
I want to make sure this block is center. By the way, the reason I have that one block is so you know what this
The center is?
because that's the center point of the boat.
Oof. Pipe suspension.
What are you doing? Sir, did you change the values on this?
Nope.
Actually, I had turned these up to 5 at one point. Because 5 actually does better.
Yeah, otherwise it's just... What block are you using here?
Lightweight, and then there's the strip down the center of heavyweight.
Oh, yeah, that would do it. Alright, so, after you save that, we'll quit and see what we can do. So we want to probably just delete as many modded parts from the world as possible, just so that, in case one of them does cause an issue, it does not screw over the whole world and make it unrecoverable. Actually, it still could make it recoverable. It would just be set back tremendously, and then we wouldn't have any of that progress that I made in the last, I don't know, 20 or so minutes. Maybe it's 30 minutes.
I can reset this controller. Put in a new controller.
You know you don't need to connect pistons with a controller, right?
I do this because especially I don't want to go.
Anyhow, ready?
Because you saw it when it went full. It went that ridiculous.
Anyhow, ready.
Whereas if I do this, that's a little more manageable and easier to work.
You can always adjust your speed.
Yes.
Anyhow. Okay, exiting in 3, 2, 1. Sure you want to exit? Yes, okay. Okay, game froze, that's not a good sign.
What do you have OBS set to when you close that?
There's a screen that'll pop up. Yep, the game crashed. Alright, close the program. Just don't. Can't see my desktop or anything though, so... Alright, Steam's gonna crash now. Close Steam. Reopen Steam. Yeah, this is a great way to put part of the stream, right? Gotta wait for the game to come back. Okay, I don't care about whatever your deals are, Steam. It's just play Scrap Mechanic. CPU's only at apparently only at 60%. Jaredy, cool, would you not? There we go. Okay. Let's see if I can load up this world with the what is it? Minis mod, yes. Or is it motion mod? Oh, I forget which one it is. I'm gonna say it's this. I'm gonna say it's beneath mod. Okay, click load. See you at what point in the world it actually happened, and the fact that I will most likely actually have to redo a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah, this is why you save your creations. People who aren't watching the stream right now. Oh. Wow, this is really far. Oh boy, this has gone really far back. There's a rail line over there, though. Okay, yeah, so that was kind of useless because I'm at the point where I was essentially saving the thing on my lift. Or I'm actually at the point where essentially I'd saved it on my lift, so that's not any good. Also, the world's up if you're not joining. Hello, hello. Could you stop that, by the way? Oh, if I stand on top of this thing, I will just gradually climb. It's a slow elevator. Elevator. Anyhow, whoosh. This thing's freaking out now. Okay. That's the best way to deal with Jaredy Cole when he's like this. Just mute him. Anyhow, so yeah, I gotta just go redo all that stuff with motion and thrust and crap. Although I should severely increase the power that these guys have. Don't know where the logic gates for that lie. There's this, which is all controlled via this counter here. So let's increase that by like like 400. That may be insane. Okay, Jaredy Cole's back there. Let's see if he stopped playing on that stupid piano. Great. Let's see. Hopefully that's good. Okay, yeah, so it's literally to the point where I had just saved this.
It's literally still at the point.
Yes, Jaredy Cole?
Before I narrowed the rails.
Man, that was really recently then that you narrowed the rails. Interesting.
Like, yeah, you can't even tell that the notches aren't even.
Anyway, yeah, this has been like a nice stream and help, but you know, this is getting quite complex, and I got most of the good functionality to this thing done. It's just I'm probably gonna end up mainly finishing this off camera and stopping the stream soon as we are over 2 hours. And I have to go to the bathroom again, and I don't want to do another bathroom break thing, so actually, yeah, so
the last bathroom break I wasn't talking to the audience.
I know, but still. Yeah, this is getting quite complicated, and I don't think I can do this on stream completely, and there's nobody watching, so it's not like it matters anyway. But yeah, I can live stream, but I mean, mainly this is just because, like, hey, yes, I can actually live stream now because our internet was literally made 5 times faster yesterday. Like, it was made.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, it did get 5 times faster.
Yeah, exactly. The official spec is officially 5 times faster than it was.
It's 5 times faster up and 5 times.
Yep. We can stream.
Well,
now.
It's a little more than 5 times faster.
Yeah, because their tolerances are weird. But yeah, so yeah, guys, I'm gonna have to say thank you for not tuning in because nobody tuned into the stream. Let's be honest. Right now we have, I think, a
But
total
I mean,
of,
this is also good as a YouTube video after.
yeah, it's an interesting video afterwards. Although it was a live stream, so you have to deal with it being really long and monotonous.
JC, cool. You want to quickly save this? Save this as to your list as well,
Sure.
so you can extend it.
Okay, but yeah, guys. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed the live stream that you didn't watch. Please do like and subscribe. Check out the Discord, which is linked in the description of this live stream, I believe. If that's the old Discord, then oops. But yeah, and I guess I will see you in the next video, which will be coming at in the next episode, in the next video, which is a episode of Cool Craft coming out tomorrow. If I can, I will actually get uploading it very soon. But yeah. Bye.
No, we have to contend with this YouTube's ingestion servers.
Heh.